He began by reflecting on where it all started. It traced back to a feature he had done with the artist, knowing full well that the label would ultimately own the record. Because of that, he made it clear from the outset he expected to be paid. He communicated this not just to the artist, but to everyone involved, including the broader team. His terms were simple. He wanted cash. The artist seemed agreeable, even suggesting he could negotiate a higher figure on top. He mentioned liking him, almost admiring him, which made the conversation feel smoother. So he laid it out plainly. He only wanted £50,000. Whatever they chose to tell the label, even if it was £1 million, didn't matter to him. He just wanted his 50. The artist agreed and even hinted he'd tell them £70,000, keeping £20,000 for himself. That was fine, as long as the payment came in cash. As the video shoot approached just 2 days away, people began reaching out about outfits and locations. That's when he stopped everything. He hadn't been paid. He made his stance clear. Nothing was happening until the money came through. This wasn't an issue with the artist personally, but with the label. In his eyes, they needed to handle their business. Eventually, they scrambled and wired the money. But that immediately created a problem. The whole reason he had asked for cash was to avoid tax complications. Instead, the money was sent to his UK account, as he didn't yet have one set up in Dubai. The video still went ahead, but the situation had already shifted. Afterward, the artist's manager reached out, asking about the agreed share. Because the payment hadn't been made in cash as agreed, he sent £10,000 instead. Technically, considering tax, it should have been closer to £7,000, but he chose not to be petty. The manager initially accepted it, but shortly after, the artist pushed back, insisting that a deal is a deal. That didn't sit right with him. From his perspective, the deal had been for cash, and that condition hadn't been met. He also felt there was a lack of appreciation. He hadn't been obligated to do the feature at all. The project had been delayed for him, and the song likely would have been released regardless. He could have demanded far more, but didn't. At that point, he decided not to keep going back and forth. To him, it was straightforward. The agreement had changed the moment the payment terms were ignored. Yet despite that, he had still paid something. What frustrated him more was the narrative that followed, claims that he had borrowed money, or somehow finessed the situation. To him, that was absurd. He had delivered the feature, shot the video, and still paid out money. He felt the accusations made him look bad, especially when, in his view, the opposite was true. Artists who truly get finessed don't release songs or shoot videos, but he had done both. It left him questioning their intentions, wondering if they had underestimated him or assumed he was in a vulnerable position at the time. But from his perspective, that wasn't reality. He wasn't hiding or struggling. He was travelling freely with his affairs intact. That realisation led him to conclude that they had tried to take advantage of him. By the end, his tone hardened. He dismissed the criticism and the people behind it, seeing their behaviour as performative rather than authentic. To him, it was all talk. People playing games online, trying to create narratives that didn't reflect the truth of what had actually happened.